Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. I'm Crashmas, and once again time to Crash Guns with the last day of Crashmas. 24 days of Christmas videos. No, technically, not really Christmas, but Crashmas videos every single day for 24 days. I can't believe we made it. I'm so excited to bring you the last video. So for you guys, might be watching this very randomly, maybe months later or on the day it comes out. I upload it every single day for 24 days. So I gave an advent calendar of videos every day of top 5, except for the first video, which was my main pick from every game, and today's video. I'm so excited to bring you this video. This is something that I discussed so many times. If you look through all the videos I released this year, one of the common things I mentioned was how much I love certain levels and dislike certain levels. Certain levels go way above and beyond of what I like, but then there's some levels that every time I even have to think about it, it makes me upset. And I know we're going to be discussing a negative thing right before Christmas Day, but I think I need to get this off my chest. So today, I'm giving you my top 10 least favorite levels. So there's a few levels that I have mentioned that I legitimately hate. Not even gonna lie to you, I can't stand doing these levels. Luckily, some of them are optional, but some of them aren't. So today, that's what I'm going to be discussing here. 10 levels that whenever they pop up, whenever I have to play them, whatever it is, it just hurts, basically. And that's what today's video is all about. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a sweater that's really tight on my arms. But you know what isn't tight? Today's, I'm just kidding. Regardless, we're going to get right into the video now, and I can't wait to bring you the last day of Crashmas. We'll have a great little heartwarming speech at the end there. But let's get right into it with number 10. 2 hands. I forgot I had those. Alright, let's get right into it. This level has the saddest moment in history when your best ghost robot friend dies. But the saddest part is how slow this level drags. I've mentioned so many times how I get tired of turret sections. While some turret sections aren't that dragged out, that is all this is, really. I'll be mentioning turret sections more later, but right now, the multiple sections where you ride the Archean robot towards the next area is so long and boring. Thankfully, you get the fights in between, but sadly those areas are pretty drawn out too and have some of the lamest enemies to fight, like the horrible Archean shield juggernauts. The fact that you already know how it's going to end with your best friend dying doesn't make the adventure any better, and I hate going back every single time. When the new elements of light and dark were introduced into Trap Team, so much potential was given to the growth these elements can do. The light element gave us 2 great Skylanders, excellent villains, and a fantastic level. However, the dark element missed one big part of that, the great level. Midnight Museum had so much potential too. The villain alone was huge, reminding us of Flynn with his mannerisms and actions, but was such a letdown, especially his final fight where he legit gives up not too long in. At least with Chef Pepperjack, it's a great fight. Now, if you're the only reason I dislike this level, that would be fine, but man, those stupid pinball puzzles. I posted a video on the channel a while back saying this was the worst puzzle in the franchise, and I can never fight it anymore. With how great everything the light element gave us, the darkness really took us over with how sad this level is. If you go back and see all my level ranking videos, the second level of every game is usually not ranked good. So seeing Perilous Pastures here shouldn't be a surprise. The first time you play this level is fine, as it's a good filler level leading you to the fantastic levels that follow afterwards. But this one, after years and years of playing this level for locks and other things, it became easy to hate. The biggest part being how short this level truly is. I can beat this level in only a few minutes with the right Skylander, and even if you want to 100% it, it doesn't take long either, unless you don't know where the secret grass bridge is. I don't understand why people would just think to bring a life Skylander to the far edge beside a house that has barrels and things around it to cause a bridge to grow. It was the first time I ever looked something up for Skylanders, and I will not be ashamed to say that. For a second level in a brand new franchise, it's not something that would draw me back, and basically forgettable for my first ever playthrough. Thankfully, most of the game afterwards nailed the second level and either made them perfect, or at least not bad. A level itself could be good, but one glaring feature shows why it could be horrible. In Monster Marsh, the biggest flaw is actually two big flaws, Hedwig and Marcia. When Hedwig first shows up, you see some sort of bumbling idiot that needs your protection, but brings nothing fun to the table. And then we have Marcia and her weird navigation through the marshes that can kill you when she gives you a big lecture. I don't know why games have this kind of filler nonsense, and the constant talking sections. I always find it annoying in games when a simple section could just be silent, but then you need to have other things in it. It's pretty bad when the excellent fight with I-5 and the arena fight with Dreamcatcher cannot make up for how drawn out this level is and its very annoying NPCs. It's wild that Hedwig was seen once more and was just as annoying, while Marcia was never seen again. Thank Eon for that. Okay, the lead up to Chaos has always been a challenge. It's the big epic finale to the game you've been loving so far. Now, of course, some of these aren't the greatest, but at least they aren't bad, like the ultimate weapon. I think it's the fact that I know it's leading to the hardest fight in any Skylanders game all the way up to Imaginators. The fact that the puzzles involved and the enemies you fight in between don't make this any better, too. I do like that it gives you an exploration aspect with Golden Queen as your villain, but the crawl it takes to get to the worst fight in franchise history is not at all worth it. You know the game is coming to an end, and that might be upsetting, but I can always tell you that when I get to the end of this level minus the Chaos fight, I never have to play this level again until the next knock, and that makes me happy. Even then, I kind of wish all my characters died so I wouldn't have to even get to Chaos. That was a joke, but not fully. Oh, I hate the Chaos boss fight in Trap Team so much. Okay, this one might be odd, as I mentioned in my worst parts in gray levels video that this is considered a gray level. I did not mean that about myself. Darklight Crypt has some great concepts, like the switching between realms and being able to fight enemies or solve puzzles, but man, this drags out so bad that it kills me. The first time I played this level, I enjoyed exploring it and collecting everything I can, not even realizing I've been playing the same level for over a half hour. Now, whenever I have to play it, I always realize how much of a slog this can be, which leads to the maze. The maze section slows down the pace of this level so bad that honestly, nothing can really save it. The puzzles get real creative with the switching, but after a short while, it actually becomes annoying to me, and the fight with Octavius at the end is kind of bland too. Even when he dies, he kind of just disappears with no dramatic ending, so the conclusion wasn't even worth it. I'm really glad we got a great Skylander out of this level pack with Ghost Roaster, but I'm also really glad that this isn't a required level during Spyro's Adventure's main story. I think that would have ranked it way closer to the top. You all know one of my favorite things in the world is watching Diggs get blown up at the beginning of the Crystal Eye Castle. I actually fall asleep to that on loop every night. The worst part is everyone will believe me because it sounds so right. Now, what is the definition of the worst thing ever? Being trapped in a cave with said character where they can't walk and you have to push them around and you don't even get the chance to blow them up. Molekin Mine is one of the worst levels of all time because even though it's short, it's so bland. If you use an Earth Skylander, it becomes even faster to fly through, which is great because any longer in this level could be the absolute worst thing ever. When the level ends, I always go, oh right, that's it, and move on. But having Diggs chatting the whole time in the background makes this one so hard to enjoy. The only reason Lava Lakes Railway isn't on this list is because you get to ditch Diggs towards the end, but here he hangs out with you the whole time. This whole level is so underwhelming and exhausting at the same time, it would just be better if it didn't exist at all. Some of you would not consider this an actual level, but if you look it up on the list of levels on the Skylander wiki, you will see that this counts, and man, I really wish it didn't. The pure pain I went through the first time playing this level destroyed me, not just because the puzzles were basic and bland with no huge reward, but the NPCs. Lux and Lamosa are some of the worst characters to ever exist in a video game. If I have to make a list of the worst characters ever created from a single franchise, they would make the list along with Diggs. At least Diggs has numerous times to redeem himself, which he doesn't, but Lux and Lamosa have one level to prove themselves, and all I know is that they prove to be literally the worst. Now, I shouldn't judge a level based on a character, but I can tell you I avoid this level like the plague because of it. That's actually the worst. Well, third worst on this list. I can tell you that you are all surprised that this isn't number one. The only reason I didn't place this on the very top is because there's one good thing about it. For a number one entry, not a single thing about it is good, so I felt like I couldn't justify this being at the top. However, it doesn't mean it gets off easy, oh no. Griffin Park Observatory is the running joke on the channel saying nobody can complete this level 100% without looking up a guide. It's a level that honors exploration, but in the worst way possible. Even after following a guide the second time still didn't give me everything, and after seeing a guide telling me to take a torch from the opposite side of a bridge and bring it back to a secret passageway to find the last area you might have missed. But even then, you probably missed that area in the caves too, because there are weirdly two different areas in the cave that you need to find to 100% complete it. It also has a very random placement of the Bahabarian, aka my least favorite enemy ever, such as putting the cherry on top of an awful level sundae. Now, for those who are wondering what the one good part is, the Arboretum is really cool because plants are awesome, dude. There are little things that make a level terrible. Maybe it's the characters involved, or one or two sections that's kind of slow down the pace of the level, but when a level literally has nothing good about it and barely mixes into the story itself, it's hard to enjoy it. Yes, I know the whole point of aerial attack is for the trolls to capture the hermit, but the entire adventure that gets to the big reveal is so not worth it. From the beginning to the end, everything that involves stopping the trolls and somehow ghost trolls is a sludge to get through. I also hate turret sections, that you all should know by now, and this level has 100% unskippable ones. Then we get to the actual fights. Nothing stands out above the rest, and every area is so bland and boring, which makes the area with the saw blades a weird breath of fresh air, even though that part is also terrible. I never will understand why the devs made this level a core part of the actual story, and why anyone willingly goes back to this level. Even writing this script and recording the videos, I'm dreading knowing that I have to play this. And I did dread it. It's going to be the last clip I record for sure, and I wish that it was the last time I could ever think or hear about this level. You know what, I'm going to go play Operation Troll Rocket Steel here to make myself happy again. Goodbye. And there we go, folks. 24 days of videos back to back continued of Crashmas videos. I can't believe that it actually did it, and I can't believe that you guys hopefully love this as much as I loved making this. I mentioned it was going to be a big project back in like October, November when I mentioned it, but this went above and beyond my expectations. I'm so excited to see how this turns out with you guys, and of course, I want to know all about it in the comments. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season, whether you celebrate or not. And of course, hope you enjoyed every single one of the 24 days of Crashmas. Y'all do mean the world to me. You don't ever forget that, okay? And of course, in the comments below, let me know the level you dislike the most. And if you're watching this after Christmas, maybe, let me know if you got any Skylanders for Christmas. I love hearing that. I actually got Skylanders for Christmas one year. It's still one of my favorite memories. My parents actually bought me Swarm and Hothead for Christmas one year, and they actually have it on video. I wish I could get it. It would be really funny. It's like, look at this, I'm in my 20s and I'm still getting toys for Christmas. I still do. I would still get a Skylander right now if I could. I don't have many left to collect though, but Thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season, whether you celebrate or not. Y'all mean the world to me. Don't ever forget it. I will see you all next year because, of course, I will not be uploading any more this year. But I will see you in the new year with some awesome videos. Next year counts the 10-year anniversary of Crash the Skylanders. So I'm excited to bring you guys a lot more videos in the new year. Y'all mean the world to me. Don't ever forget it. Have a fantastic holiday season. You are the #1 on my Christmas wish list this year because you've given me everything I've ever wanted and more. But as always, I bid you farewell.